Welcome back to Marvelous News. Our top story, the Sokovia capital Novi Grad levitated hundreds of feet into the air before exploding, killing 177 people, but probably those were all bad guys and not like kids or anyone's family. And I know what you're all thinking. It must have something to do with those Avengers or someone who was mad at them or something like that. I get it. We're all upset after what Hulk did in Johannesburg. Personally, I was on vacation in Seoul when their Quinjet grazed the building I was in and shattered the windows into my arm and leg. When Captain America took down those city-sized helicarriers, the ensuing debris decapitated 3 of my personal friends. The Chinese theater completely exploded, and that's a bummer. It was a pretty iconic landmark. Also, did anyone notice when that giant blob of blue glowing goo exploded out of a Dairy Queen in Missouri and started engulfing and murdering everyone? Anyone else recall that? It killed like half a town, and then no one talked about it after that. Like, it was this giant blob that ate everyone, stopped for a few minutes, and then ate a bunch more people before randomly stopping again. Did anyone find out what that blob was, and if it's still a danger, or did we just move on? Seems weird that we never circled back to that giant blob. Can we check in on the giant blob thing? Point is, we've been through a lot. In the last few years, we learned that the Vice President of the United States committed treason, resulting in the near public immolation of the President, whoever that was. Not to mention, that time we learned that an entire branch of our country's law enforcement agencies were secretly Nazis, like Operation Paperclip, but for an entire branch of our government. I mean, who knew that the people entrusted to police America would be secretly fascist, am I right? You know, it's not every day we see attempted sedition and countrywide systemic authoritarianism in the United States. The point I'm getting at here is that it sure seems like the United States government is having a bit of a hiccup at the moment, and so perhaps we shouldn't be so hard on these Avengers. We're already getting word that Hulk was apparently brainwashed into destroying Johannesburg, not to mention that the low body count in Sokovia was due to folks like Captain America and Iron Man evacuating the city before it exploded. And the entire ordeal was caused not by the Avengers, but rather a black market arms dealer named Ulysses Claw, who rumor has it created some kind of robot, or maybe the robot was from space. We've had space robots before, and there's nothing we can do about that. We're even getting some new Avengers added to the team, which includes James Rhodes, seems about time, congratulations to the War Machine, as well as Sam Wilson, who you might have seen flying around like a goddamn bird these past few years. Pretty cool. Also some newcomers, a one Wanda Maximoff, who I'm now being told is the Dark Witch who brainwashed the Hulk into destroying Johannesburg. But, I mean, I'm sure she has her reasons. Listen, they don't tell us everything right away, but I'm sure it'll all make sense in just a few months. Also, I hear we have another god now, like a mysterious see-through cape deity that kind of looks like Satan, actually. Is that Satan? Did the Avengers recruit Satan? Again, no doubt they'll fill us in when they're ready, but that might be Satan. I mean, it's not impossible, considering that we only recently learned that the entirety of Germanic mythology is, I guess, true? And people have physically met the Norse god Thor. He's done, like, interviews. He was on an episode of Hot Ones that was unsurprisingly anticlimactic. So what, does this mean Jesus and the Bible were wrong, or is Moses going to show up one day to beat the shit out of a giant lizard or something? Like, it's really, really odd that this one specific religion turned out to be 100% accurate, and now, much like our disillusionment with the United States, everyone is sort of questioning anything that isn't Scandinavian in origin. Just today, we learned that the majority of New York churches have hastily replaced Jesus on the cross with Thor's image, which, in their defense, wasn't a hard adjustment. I think he just replaced the thorns with like a Marilyn Monroe wig, and boy, are those fucking Scandinavians feeling themselves right now. Like, I get it, your gods turned out to be the right gods, no need to rub it in our faces. Holy war over, you won. But despite all of that, everything else is still going great. We're starting to rebuild New York. Tony Stark has been talking about the possibility of maybe exploring the idea of perhaps finally using his arc reactor to power cities. Maybe Stark Industries will start selling those flying jets or something. Heck, we'll probably get those cool holographic computers soon, right? Tony's great. Always saying cool quips and stuff, blowing up shipyards. We love him. We're doing great. We got rid of Hydra, took care of those 10 Rings dudes, or rather, that honky pretending to be the 10 Rings in order to settle a personal grudge he had with Tony Stark. But again, nothing he could have done about that. Yes, sure, most of the terrorists going around lately have been people with personal grudges against Tony Stark, and perhaps he should have been nicer, but hindsight is 2020. I don't want to see any more tweets about how Tony Stark shouldn't have broadcast his personal address and was somehow caught off guard when a bunch of helicopters blew up his Malibu home, or any more autopsy photos of men with their rib cages crushed by Captain America's shield. The man doesn't have handcuffs on his suit, so yeah, sometimes he has to kick a dude so hard he flies off the side of a boat and pinwheels into the ocean and gets washed up days later in a public beach. It happens. Does Thor cause massive blackouts every time he charges his hammer? Sure, but that's the price of freedom, folks. It's just stuff we have to get used to in this new phase of society. Like how everyone has seen and recorded Bruce Banner's sweaty dick from all the times he unhulked and lost his clothes. There's an entire subreddit devoted to Bruce Banner's dick now. So what? And in other news, Hawkeye's official mobile app has been shut down after only 6 months. The app was originally designed for fans to directly interact with the lesser-beloved Avenger, but was quickly infiltrated by trolls flooding the message board with taunts referring to the hero as a squished-face arrow simp as well as a BDSM Robin Hood. No word from the Avenger, also known as Clint Barton, during this time, but rumor has it that he was planning to use the app to boost his music career. Oh dang, this just in. We're now learning more details about the origins of the mysterious robot who attacked Sokovia. Was he from outer space? Perhaps he was built by some evil mastermind. Please bear with me while I listen in. Alright, they're explaining it now. It seems the robot's name was Ultron, and it was constructed by... You want her to what? Global Defense Program. At a party? Well, how many did he make? Oh. Okay. Well, how would he know the song from Pinocchio? Doesn't Frosted Tips, you say? Okay, well, thanks for the, news. I think I might grow this back out. Hey, thanks for watching that clip. Here's the evergreen end plate to ask you to like and subscribe. It's any day of the year where you are.